Okay, so this video is about creating a hand asset to be used for different characters. It's about doing hand animation also for using AutoRig Pro. It's a paid Blender add-on. So that is what I would like to show here. So first of all, you need to create the hand. And in this case, I will actually cheat a lot. I will steal the hand from a character that I found on Blender Kit, which is also a add-on. It's found here. And I don't know if this character is a free one or if it is if you need to have the paid version of Blender Kit, but I use this character here. So I have downloaded that one. And then if we have a look on this character, we can go through and I will explain why I think this hand is quite good. So let me see here if I go into object mode and go to edit mode and we have a look on the character here. First of all, it's low poly. It's not that many faces, but we have edges at the right places. We have more edge loops where there will be more stretching at the phalanges. We have only quads. We have excellent quads at the nails. So I think this hand here, the topology for this hand is very good. So I decided to sort of steal this from this character and just do some smaller refinements then to then be able to use this hand for other characters so that I don't need to redo the hand every time. So that is what I have done. And then if I then take this hand from this character and rip it off Thomas here, we get this one here. So this one is rigged. And what I did here is that I did some small corrections so that I have actually, there was at some place I had a 3-edge face, I corrected that. And then I also did some corrections to gear down, so to speak, the number of edge loops here so that the number of edges that I should connect to the arm is 12, since 12 is usually the number of edges that I use for my arms. So it will be, if I have an arm that with 12 edges in a loop around the arm, then it will be very easy to connect this hand to that arm. You can see here that it's stated 12 here. So that is that. And then when you have a good hand with good topology, then you need to rig it. And as I said, I use AutoRig Pro. And what you usually then start with is to place the reference bone at the correct places. And that is what I will show now. So now I then choose the AutoRig Pro rig. I go into the AutoRig Pro add-on and I will show you here how it looks when you place the reference bones. It looks like this. So then you place these bones at the very correct places. Please make sure that there is a slight bend here. Otherwise the IK control will not work so good. Further on, I think it's important to make sure that the axes are correct. So these bones here, the Z axis should be pointing upwards. And then you should have corresponding direction for the Z axis for the thumb, as it looks like here. So I remove the display of the axis. I go in and actually check different options for these bones. And so I choose this bone and then push limb options. And here you can find a lot of different things to change and set here. And in my case, I have enabled something called soft IK. If you hover over here, you can see what it does, and it, to me, looks quite good. Don't exactly know what it does, but it sounds good. Then auto IK roll, same thing for that one. I have enabled that one. I have enabled or choose rotation from scale 3 here. I think you can use either disabled or 2 or 3. I have chosen 3, meaning that when you scale, I think I will show that later, what that does. I have chosen all fingers here, the thumb, index, middle ring, and pinky finger. And important to know that here is that if you, for instance, have a cartoony character with only 4 fingers, then please make sure that you remove the index finger here and still use the pinky finger, since you have a very important control bone for the pinky finger. So please be aware of that. And then I have also enabled IK control for the fingers, and here you can choose different how the shapes of the control bones should look like. So that is that, and then I push match to rig here to go back to the sort of pose mode and to the control rig. I push A and Alt, R, G, and S to reset everything. So here we have the bone with the different characters, and I will go through a bit here what these controls do. So if you take the pinky control that I just talked about, if I have local transform orientation here and push RZ, I can spread the fingers like this. And as you see, it's a very good control, since this is something that you usually do with a hand. And something that you also do is that you have a slight bending in the hand, that usually the pinky finger is below the other ones. So if you push RX, you can get that movement here. And I talked about that you can use scale for these bones, and then you get this rotation, as you see here. Just pushing scale. And if I go back here and instead choose 2 here, and go back and match to rig, you will see the difference here, since if I reset here and use S, you can see that now the rotation is not at this phalange but on this phalange. So that is the difference with that setting. But I prefer the setting number 3 here. So, and also have enabled some other add-on called selection sets, where I can create different sets of bones to deselect and select these different sets. So in this case, I would like to choose all fingers, but not the thumbs, and then I push select. And now they are selected here. So if I then push RX, all these bones will be rotated over X, like this. If I then do like this and use this one to an RX, we will get the very natural fist hand. And if I select this one and push RX, you get very nice looking hand here, or fist hand. So I think that, and then if I go back to the reset state, we talked about the IK control. So how do I enable those? Well, I go in, I select this one here, to go to Tools, and you see here that the IK-FK control is set to 1, meaning that it's the FK rig that we use here. If we push snap IK-FK, then we will go to the IK rig for the fingers. So let's do that for all these different fingers. So now we have IK rig for the fingers. If I then use this one, you can see that it behaves like this. But you see that this bone have the same rotation, so to speak. It is on a horizontal placement. But if I reset everything, first of all, and I choose tip here, it will behave like this. Maybe this is a more likely movement that you want. So that is the IK control for the Auto Rig Pro hand rig. And the arrows here are the different poles that the IK control is directing towards. If I choose this one and move it here, you can see that I can change the direction. So that's that. So, and then I have tried to do some simple animation that I will show now. Just some small word on the texture of the hand. In Eevee mode, it looks like this. So I have imported this hand to Substance Painter, and then I have used a smart mask, and then I have done some special painting for the nails. That's it. And then I have done some normal playing with the normals for the phalanges here. So, and then I have re-imported it to Blender, and if you have a look on how the shader looks like, the shading looks like, it is looking like this. This is the typical how it looks typically when you have re-imported a texture from Substance Painter. That Substance Painter has baked these different channels: color, base color, metallic, roughness, normal, and displacement. In this case, I have removed the displacement and only using the normal map and roughness and metallic and rough and base color. I think that is enough. So let's now have a look on the animation here. See you.